Tennys Sandgren beat Great Britain's Norrie 6-4, 6-2 in 79 minutes in the final of the ASB Classic in Auckland to claim his first ATP title. Sandgren enjoyed a very successful week, in which he did not drop a set in 5 matches. The 26-year-old player saved 4 of the 5 break points he faced and converted 4 of his chances on return. The former University of Tennessee student earned an early break in the opening game of the first set. Norrie, who grew up in Auckland, faced 2 more break points in his next service game, but he saved them. The British player pulled the break back in the next game with a forehand. Sandgren broke serve at 2-2 after a double fault from Norrie. In the 8th game, the US player hit a service winner to fend off a break point for 5-3. Sandgren served out the first set 6-4 with 2 winners after 40 minutes. Sandgren went up a break in the 3rd game after Norrie made a forehand error. The US player saved a break-back point at 2-3 before breaking for the second time in the 7th game. Sandgren fended off a break point in the 8th game and sealed the win with an unreturned serve. Sandgren made his breakthrough in January 2018. He became the lowest-ranked player to reach the quarter-final at the 2018 Australian Open since Michael Tillstrom in 1996. I am a little bit at a loss of words, honestly. A lot of work, a lot of training and a lot of sacrifice into even making a final and to get a win. I am kind of speechless. I am just grateful that I can be out here, play and compete. I have dealt with some injuries, so just to be healthy and playing well, it feels really good. It's simply surprising. I have been working hard to try and accomplish this goal. It's a big deal to reach this milestone, said Sandgren in the post-match interview. The British #2 has achieved a milestone win in a city when he grew up. Norrie, photo via twitter.com/British tennis closing parenthesis. On the same day the most successful British male player in the Open era announced his retirement, his 23-year-old compatriot has achieved a new milestone. Norrie has progressed to the final of the ASB Classic in New Zealand. The world number 93 outlasted Germany's Jan-Lennard Struff 7-5, 4-6, 6-3, in a match that lasted almost 2 hours. Norrie fired 17 aces past his rival, who is ranked 35 places higher than him, and crucially saved 8 out of the 10 break points he faced. Closing in on the win, it was a single break at the start of the deciding set that guided him to his first ever ATP final. I was really nervous in that last game, slightly tight, but a big thanks to the crowd for getting me through that, Norrie told ATPWorldTour.com. It's so special. It's my first final and to do it at home, too, it means so much to me. Despite representing Great Britain, Norrie has extensive history in New Zealand. He was born in South Africa to a Scottish father and Welsh mother, but moved to New Zealand as a young child. Growing up, he represented the country on the junior circuit, where he reached 10th in the world rankings, before switching allegiances to Great Britain at the age of 16. Norrie, who received a wild card to play in the main draw, has reached the final without playing a seeded player. Prior to Struff, he scored wins over Taylor Fritz, João Sousa and Benoit Paire. Next up for the British #2 will be Tennys Sandgren, who reached the quarter-finals of the Australian Open last year. Sandgren dismissed Philip Kohlschreiber 6-4, 6-2, in his semi-final match. I trained really hard in November and December and put in a lot of good work, trying to mentally be as solid and sound as I can be, which is a problem for me sometimes. I get down on myself when things start to go wrong, get negative and beat myself up. So I've been working hard on that, and I feel like physically I'm the healthiest as I've been in over a year now. The American world number 63 commented afterwards. The upcoming clash will be the 7th time the players have faced each other on the tour and the first since 2017. Norrie currently leads their head-to-head 4-2 and won their 3 most recent matches. That wasn't a lot of fun. "He wasn't my favorite guy," Sandgren commented about his rivalry with the Brit. The men's final will take place on Saturday. Andreas Seppi has reached the 9th ATP final of his career with a 7-6, 7-3, 6-4 win over Argentina's Schwartzman after 1 hour and 42 minutes in the semi-final of the Sydney International. 34 Italian veteran Andreas Seppi followed up his win against Stefanos Tsitsipas in the semi-final with another impressive straight-set win over Diego Schwartzman in their first head-to-head match. Seppi has qualified for his first final since the 2015 Jerry Weber Open in Halle. Seppi is bidding to win his first ATP title since the Kremlin Cup in October 2012, where he beat Brazil's Tomás Bellucci. Seppi had already reached the semi-finals in Sydney twice in his career in 2006 and 2013. In the 2006 edition of this tournament he won his first big match, beating then world number 4 player Lleyton Hewitt. He advanced to the second week in 4 of his past 6 appearances at the Australian Open. Schwartzman got an early break in the second game to take a 2-0 lead, before Seppi reeled off 4 consecutive games with 2 straight breaks in the third and fifth games to open up a 4-2 lead. Schwartzman broke back at love when Seppi was serving for the first set at 5-4. Seppi got 2 mini breaks to take a 4-0 lead en route to winning the tie-break 7-4. Seppi broke serve at 30 to open up a 5-2 lead. Schwartzman broke back at 15 in the 9th game to claw his way back to 4-5 when Seppi was serving for the match. Seppi sealed the win with a break on the 10th match point when Schwartzman hit a backhand into the net. Seppi won the 35th win against a top 20 player. Seppi will return in the top 30 if he wins the final against the winner of the other semi-final between Gilles Simon and Alex de Minaur. Seppi has won 3 titles in Eastbourne 2011, Belgrade and Moscow in 2012. "I always play my best tennis in Australia. I really enjoy playing here," said Seppi. Number 5 seed and 2018 Next Gen ATP Finals runner-up Alex de Minaur beat his childhood friend Jordan Thompson 7-6, 6-3 in just under 2 hours to reach the semi-final at the Sydney International. De Minaur earned an early break in the first game of the opening set, when he forced an error from Thompson, who broke straight back in the next game. De Minaur broke again in the third game, when Thompson sent his forehand long. Thompson did not convert a break-back chance in the 6th game. De Minaur dropped his serve at 15, as he was serving for the set at 5-4. After 2 holds of serve, the set came down to the tie-break. Thompson went up a 4-1 lead, but de Minaur reeled off 6 consecutive points to win the tie-break 7-4. Both players traded breaks at the start of the second set. De Minaur held serve at love in the 7th game, before breaking serve at 15 after Thompson made a backhand error. He served out the match in the 9th game after a backhand error from Thompson. "It's always really tough to play a maiden, a guy that I have grown up with and seen as a big brother to me," said de Minaur in the post-match interview. This year's Pune semi-finalist Gilles Simon edged past John Millman 7-5, 3-6, 7-6, 7-3. Simon got the first break in the 5th game to take a 3-2 lead. Millman broke back in the 10th game, but Simon sealed the first set with a break in the 11th game. Millman got the only break of the second set in the 4th game to send the match to the 3rd set. Both players traded breaks in the 2nd and 3rd games of the decider. Frenchman broke back in the 12th game of the 3rd set before winning the tie-break 7-4.